Do we have actual video footage of a Lynn, Massachusetts police officer high enough to look down on the International Space Station? Or did Mitch McConnell get his hands on some of Diddy's stem cell laden baby oil and roll back the clock 50 years to join the Lynn Police Department? Let's talk about it. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Southern Draw Law. My name is James White, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor, former police officer. So I saw a video the other day on Accountability for All, which is run by my buddy and renowned Massachusetts cop whisperer, Josh Abrams. The video, best I can tell, was originally posted a few months back by a YouTube user named Joseph Goodrich. It purports to show a yet still unidentified Lynn, Massachusetts police officer suddenly incapacitated, I would say intoxicated, on the job. And then this video was released 3 months ago, but somehow in the last couple weeks, the Lynn, Massachusetts Police Department have come out after some public pressure, and it circulated and made a statement about what they expect us to believe about it. Now, we're going to break all of that down, but the first thing we should do is just watch the video in its entirety, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Look at him. Look at him.
Oh,
look at him.
So,
highest fucking on the job.
Like I told
Gonna
you.
come and deal with shit.
No. Like I told you, you're coming off a double and you got in a bad back.
That's
So
right.
relax.
Yep. Call your sergeant right now. Call your sergeant.
No, we're not gonna.
Call your sergeant. Call your sergeant. I want your sergeant here. I have my rights to call a sergeant here. So call your sergeant right now.
All right, we're gonna
call your sergeant. What's your name?
Officer Mason.
What's your name? What's your name?
They are.
Protecting him. What's your name?
What's my name?
Yeah.
Officer Sapinski.
And what's your name? Probably don't even know. Can't even speak. Nope.
So, let me
No,
get-
this motherfucker's high. Look at him.
No, I'm.
Gonna lose your job, motherfucker. Gonna lose your job. Gonna lose your job, motherfucker. Look at him. Look at him. Gonna lose his job. Gonna lose his job. The drug motherfucker coming to the job, trying to correct me. Yup. Look at him. Call your sergeant. Call your sergeant. Yeah. Trying to protect his boyfriend. I would be ashamed of having him as a partner too. I would. Disgrace. Disgrace, bro. This guy. Look at this guy. No.
You guys go leave. Come on.
No, I want to talk to the sergeant.
There's no sergeant.
I want to get him fired.
Yeah,
He's gonna get fired.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Come on, Joseph.
Yeah.
Come on,
I
buddy.
wanna
We're
talk.
all talking.
And come at me
All
wrong.
having a good time, buddy.
He
Come
never
on.
came in on you. Nobody.
Nobody's
He's
disrespecting you or
doing his job. He
nothing,
came
buddy.
in.
Come on, buddy.
It's funny. It's funny.
Such a civil issue.
No. there's-
Close the door on him.
Oh, let's go.
Close the door. No. Why are you touching me? Don't
Because
touch me.
You're in my personal space.
I'm
Let's
not
go.
in your personal
Yes,
space.
you are, man. Let's go.
You're
Let's
protecting
go.
your buddy. Nope.
Let's go back
nope.
to the
You
house.
can arrest me for this.
No,
Go right ahead.
I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Look at him. Look at him. What you do, buddy?
What?
Come on. What you do?
What do you mean? What
Did
I
you-
do? I didn't do anything.
Did you shoot up? Too much
No,
shrooms?
let's go.
Okay.
Let's go back
Or
to the
something?
house.
What's wrong, buddy? Too
go
much to
back to
drink
the
on the
house.
job? Nope. And you can stop touching me. Don't touch me.
Listen, you're in our
Don't
personal
touch
space.
me. I'm not in your personal
You
space.
just were.
Why? Because I got your buddy highest.
I told you, he has a bad back and he worked with a fucking.
Oh, yeah, that's why he's acting like that. You can
Shit,
stop
yeah.
trying to push up on me, bro.
I'm not. I'm
What-
standing right here.
What's your name and badge number?
I already told you. Officer Sapinski, my badge number is
All right.
163.
For touching me, we're gonna go.
Really?
Okay? Yep.
How are we going to go?
You know that.
How?
I'll bring you to court
Okay.
for touching me for nothing.
Okay.
Because you're mad at this
I'm
guy.
not mad.
You're mad at this guy.
Okay, so one of the first things that I noticed about this guy is that he is very slow to respond to stimulus, or even at sometimes he would be unresponsive. So that can be a manifestation of a medical issue. And I joked in the intro about it reminding me of Mitch McConnell. And to be honest, just looking at his facial expressions, it's undeniable that his response can parallel manifested medical symptoms of a stroke or a seizure. I'm not a neurologist and I'm not a doctor. I'm just, I've lived life for a little while. And I'm going to put both of these videos side by side up so you can see the parallels in their facial expressions. And then we can talk about some of the differences potentially. So one thing that sort of stood out to me is that McConnell, after suffering, what is pretty much widely accepted as a medical issue, a mini stroke or a seizure, he was still able to walk mostly unassisted from the podium. He certainly didn't look so unbalanced that he might fall down. Now, if you compare that to what we see here with this police officer, he's leaning pretty heavily on his left arm, and you can tell that he's definitely unbalanced. And as his buddy tries to get him to walk away, he takes a big stumbling step back, and he almost falls down. Now, the reason I wanted to highlight this case is because it creates a very good opportunity to sort of use cop speak to dispel the nonsensical explanation offered by the Lynn Police Department. So let's look at what the Lynn PD said about this incident after this clip hit the public airways and people started demanding answers. So just to be clear, let's say that you were driving your car and you got pulled over and you were in the physical condition that this guy's in. The officers who would have stopped you would immediately have noticed some things about you, and they would have probably immediately pivoted to a DUI investigation. And very likely they'd asked you to step out of the vehicle. And if we assume that you do that, but then you immediately declined any field sobriety tests, we know that Pennsylvania versus Mims requires you, under most circumstances, at least in the moment on the roadside, to go ahead and comply, even if you put out the safeguards of, I'm complying under duress, what are you going to do if I don't, all that stuff, right? We know that ordinarily people should just get out, but there is no requirement that a person participate in field sobriety tests, right? So assume that you have declined the test. What would the police have to go on in order to make an arrest for DUI? And that exists within this world, and I've done several videos where I explain this, of what we call the closed universe of the totality of the circumstances test. In order for a police officer to establish probable cause, remember that's a probability-based test where you basically answer the questions, is it more likely than not that a crime has been committed? And is it more likely than not that this person committed the crime? And then you have to go through each element of the crime and do that same probability analysis, right? But we're talking about DUI. So picture this guy leaning against his hand. Assume that you're standing at the back of your vehicle doing exactly what Officer Opioid here is doing. And remember that the standard that we're dealing with is the totality of the circumstances. Even in the absence of field sobriety testing, you can have enough evidence to satisfy probable cause of a DUI, and this is a perfect example of that, because the totality of circumstances includes everything the officer can observe. You notice that this guy has what appear to be shiny, glassy eyes. I can't tell about his pupil size because of the way the video is, but he's unsteady on his feet. He has slurred speech. He's slow to respond or doesn't respond at all to questions. And now, obviously, he's got this big dipshit partner, Sapinski here, who's doing his best to cover his buddy. But what Sapinski doesn't seem to understand is that the totality of the circumstances doesn't just include everything that is done. It also includes everything that is not observed, everything that is not done, that doesn't happen. Remember that the root of the word totality is obviously total. So everything, and in this case, most importantly, everything not happening speaks volumes. Sapinski says that his friend here has worked a double when he has a bad back. Now, he's probably thinking, I'll just explain to this dumb citizen, he'll go away, and I'll never hear about this, and I'll never have to explain it to anybody. If you look at the date from the original video posting, it's June 2nd of 2025. Okay? So the Lynn Police Department comes out and makes a statement about it on September 5th of 2025. That tells me that Officer Sapinski here did nothing to report this to anybody, because ultimately they don't call a supervisor, right? And they didn't know anything about it until the public started demanding answers. Or if they did, they were being real tight-lipped about it. So much for transparency, right? But here's the issue with the medical episode justification. And again, I'm no doctor, I'm not a medical expert, but anything medical that would explain this behavior in a person as young as this officer is at least potentially a life-threatening medical issue. If this officer's having a stroke, Every single minute without emergency medical intervention equals more dead brain cells and permanent brain damage potential. If he's having a seizure, he should be pronated with his back to the ground, have his airway checked, and you guessed it, have an ambulance called. So I ask you this. If anybody actually believed this was a medical situation, why did they not call an ambulance? They didn't even want to call a supervisor. Why? If your buddy was in this condition and you genuinely thought that it was a medical issue, the very first person that you would call after you called for an ambulance would be your supervisor. Because if for no other reason other than manpower issues, you just had however many people on your shift and now you're down a guy. They wanted zero attention drawn to this. And that also fits into this closed universe of the totality of the circumstances. Everything considered, as we see it on this video, whether it was something that happened or didn't happen, this dude starts to resemble the zombied out heroin addict on the street corner, yo-yoing back and forth between leaning into and away from traffic, much more than he resembles a person who's experiencing a serious medical episode, and that can be derived simply from what they didn't do for him. And every single cop actively working should be pissed off about situations like this, because that is the same guy who can't respond to you for backup, who's probably going to get you killed because you need somebody there helping you, and he's high or laid up somewhere in a car, and you've got to babysit him as if he just went to the bar with you and had too much to drink. But whatever concerns this might raise for you, have confidence that the police unions up there in good old Massachusetts are going to make sure that instead of being fired, that he gets to be going on a taxpayer-funded rehab. And y'all want to know what else is amazing? The DSM-5 classifies substance abuse as a medical condition, so they weren't even lying to you when they said publicly that it appears that he's experiencing a medical issue. In other words, it appears that he's high as a kite, looking down on the International Space Station, and they were just hoping that you were stupid enough to accept that without asking any more questions that might lead you to the truth. Now, for a little ray of sunshine, I've been asked multiple times on Substack, in the comments, multiple comments about how a well-balanced YouTube channel features good cops as well as bad cops. And the brutal truth is this. The majority of my audience has no interest in it. Every single time that I make a video highlighting positive police contact, it gets 1/4 or less of the normal viewership. So I decided to trick you guys and embed it into a regular video. So if you're the same person who would not click on a video that you thought was good cop content, or you're just not interested, I put timestamps down in the video description so that you can fast forward to the closing arguments where I'll talk some more smack about bad cops. But if you're interested, watch this recent interaction that Jeff Gray posted on Honor Your Oath Civil Rights Investigation channel with a deputy from the St. John Sheriff's Office. Let's check it out.
This is the public access.
Yeah, county property.
I'm sorry, I'm hard of hearing.
It's county property.
Yeah, it's public.
Okay,
Yep.
well, the sheriff will be here anyway.
Okay, I'll make sure and say hi. All right, God bless you. Have a good day.
There he is.
St. John County Sheriff's Office this morning. Can I help you?
Hi there. I have a homeless gentleman, and I asked him to leave, and he did not. And I was hoping you could help me in this horrible situation. I tried to explain that, he needed to go to, like a main road or a county road. And he has a sign that says, God bless vets, homeless.
He has a sign that says what now?
Homeless, God bless vets.
All right, we're going to get somebody out there to talk to him. You just want to move along?
Yes, please, if we could.
Good, how are you, man?
I'm good.
Jeff, nice to meet you.
Hey, I'm good.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, thanks for holding the sign.
All right, cool.
You're not hanging out at the beach today? You're just hanging out here?
Yeah, I'm out on the beach, too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your day. I just want to say hello.
All right, cool. Could you let me know if did you get any calls or anything about it? Or?
Yeah, we did. We got some calls.
Like,
Yeah.
like the phone calls or whatever?
Wrong,
Okay.
yeah. Now, enjoy your time. Hold that sign. It's a great sign to hold.
All right, thank you, Deputy Crump.
You need water or anything?
Well, I drink it all, but I'm good.
Okay, yeah, I got another one if you need it.
I'm fine. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Mr. Jess, you take care, okay?
God bless y'all.
Man, What a breath of fresh air that guy is. You guys, that is Deputy Jay Crawford from the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, treating Jeff Gray with dignity and respect and offering him water and updating the dispatch notes to let everybody know that he wasn't doing anything wrong. So kudos to Deputy Crawford. You are Southern Draw Law's Good Cop of the Week. In closing, you guys know that I am a perpetual optimist, and I always look for the silver lining. And because I love each and every one of you, I'm going to make you feel better about this whole deal. Check this out and just try to tell me that it doesn't comfort you like a weighted blanket that drives away anxiety. Check out this recruiting brochure for the Lynn, Massachusetts Police Department. Oh, looky there. They are advertising a $104,000 a year pay offering for an officer with only 2 years of experience. Don't that feel good? So all of you taxpayers out there can have your hearts filled with warmth once it settles on you that it's your tax dollars. You are special. It's your tax dollars that get to pay this officer's salary while he's on administrative leave, and he uses that time to take a vacation under the guise of curing his addiction. Oh my God, does that mean that we're winning a war on drugs finally, guys? Maybe we're even curing the opioid crisis, one union-repped cop at a time. Oh, and the icing on the comfort cake Lynn Pd just served up to you guys is this. They even have a drug take-back program. And because you guys are optimists just like me, I'll know that you know that I know that you know that we both know there's a 0% chance of those drugs falling into the wrong hands once they're taken back from the criminals. So don't let your hearts be troubled by the foreseeable consequences of this officer having the lawful authority to exercise dominion and control over copious amounts of narcotics and money for the rest of his career. It'll be fine. You believe that, right? I mean, there's no chance that he'll get high again and kill somebody that you care about while he's driving a cruiser around town after he relapses. Addiction rehabilitation always works. And very clearly, there are the safeguards of transparency at play to make sure that nothing bad happens and that you guys know everything you need to know, according to the people who think you need to know it. Sarcasm does help sometimes. On a bright note, I genuinely believe that every single person who watches this video should flood the phone lines of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office in praise for Deputy Crawford. We see these guys mess up all the time. Even the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office has had to learn the hard way what the impact is of messing with Jeff Gray. But I'll just say this. We cannot constantly demand that they be trained and re-educated to respect our rights or honor their oath and not give them the same energy when they get it right as we do when they get it wrong. So big kudos to Deputy Crawford. Not only did you treat Jeff Gray like a human being, which is what he deserves, you offered him water, you shook his hand, and you acted exactly the way that we expect cops to act. But you did something even more important than that, and that is that you went into the dispatch notes and you took ownership over the situation and made sure that everybody knew that Jeff was where he was supposed to be, doing nothing wrong, and that nobody else's attention needed to be diverted to this silliness, and there was no necessity for law enforcement action. And that is one of the most important things that you could have done. Anyway, I just thought this case presented some interesting opportunities, and I thought it would be a good way to embed some good cop stuff into the video. I hope you like that. Hope you're not offended by it. I wanted to do it in a way that didn't make you suffer through something you didn't want to watch. All of that said, I'm still going to be continuing to do the companion blogs on Substack, touching up on follow-ups on the rebuttal every week. We've added a Facebook page. Please go over and follow the Facebook page and help us get to our goal of having 5,000 followers by the end of 2025. We also have a TikTok for whoever knows how long that's going to be a thing, but that's a place where you can check out. We're going to be doing some fun short form content that's a little bit different. So I invite you to check that out. Head over to the Substack community. We just passed 1,000 members over there. It's absolutely free to join. You can join on a paid tier if you'd like to, but you don't have to. That's only for people who want to support the channel monetarily. I don't put anything on any of these platforms that people have to pay for. If you don't want to support in other ways, but you'd like to support monetarily without a membership or anything like that, I'll leave my Venmo and PayPal links both here on the screen as well as in the description. I mentioned in my last video that I have 125,000 subscribers, but I have 1 million people who watch me on a monthly basis. So if you're one of those people who watches on a recurring basis and you haven't subscribed, please do it. It really helps out with the algorithm. Please leave a comment on this video. Let me know what you guys think about it. Check out some of the other videos on the channel and leave a comment on there as well. Until I see you again, take care. Always film your interactions with the police and keep your evidence to yourself.